What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster-in-chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a interesting one. Finally threw my hat in the game, as they say, and I tested out some Simic decks. And I settled on this one just because it's got a lot of new cards, and I haven't seen anybody doing it quite this way yet, as far as other content creators are concerned. So also a little bit of originality coming at you from the lab. So without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. And of course, simply called Simic Food. And if you cannot tell from the deck box already, we got some wild gooses in here, or the bird hydras. So, gonna be a little bit longer of a BrewTech than usual because there's quite a bit of new stuff going on, and the win cons are multiple, and yeah, so I better just get cracking and jump right into it. So, we're going to be focusing in on mostly the Goose Mother, but also I want to bring your attention to Wildwood Mentor over here. One of the cards that I've seen literally zero of in anyone's decks ever. I have never even seen this across the board for me on the ladder, so definitely very underplayed. So, what does this card do? Well, it says that whenever a token, any token, enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on the Mentor. Then, whenever it attacks, another target attacking creature gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is Wildwood Mentor's power. So you can imagine in a deck that produces a certain amount of tokens that the Wildwood Mentor can get pretty big pretty quickly, and then it can attack safely without risking having to die in combat or whatever. And every time you do so, you will be making your other attacking creature huge. So the problem with that is that we prefer to have some sort of evasion. So earlier versions of the deck were running things like Trample in the form of Audacity, but I've ended up going for the Royal Treatment instead. I'll explain why in a second. We were going for Flying, and honestly, just by having the full playset of the Goose Mother, which I'll go through in a second, with Flying, we may not always need that other thing. It can just be Wildwood Mentor and the Goose Mother attacking, and, they kind of work pretty well together because the Goose Mother, okay, now that we need to make this point, let's quickly read the card. It enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, and then when it enters the battlefield, you create half X food tokens rounded up. So, it'll be creating tokens when it enters the battlefield, which will grow the Mentor, and then we can attack with both of them, and this one will be in the air. So, very, very big already when it enters the battlefield. Nice curve filler. Top deck one of these in the late game. Dump all your mana into it. It gets big, and then by it entering the battlefield, it even grows the Mentor, and then the very next turn you can attack with both of them, and it'll probably be a lethal kill in the air. But since I did away with the Trample, I needed one other way of having one other thing that can be big enough and in some way evasive to benefit from the Mentor. And so we've got the Agatha's Cauldron Gingerbrute combo, where we can either block with the Gingerbrute aggressively in the early game, or just pay 2, sack it, and gain 3 life, and then it's in the graveyard. Then we can exile it with Agatha's Cauldron and give one of our other creatures. Usually it's Sir Ginger, but we've got Tough Cookie, we've got Elvish Archivist for, get to that, or 2 of in a second as well. It could just be the little human token that Welcome to Sweettooth poops out. You could even, put it on your Restless Vinestalk, if you really are deeper into the game. Or the Mentor itself, because it will have +1/+1 counters in any way. You're putting more counters on with the Cauldron. The point is we can give all of our creatures with +1/+1 counters unblockability, except by creatures with haste, by just paying 1. So, that's the second way that we were going to continue to push through the damage, even if the opponent has a bunch of blockers. Of course, the next problem when you're building a deck like this is, you know, maybe it's not the type of opponent that's putting down blockers. So the issue isn't getting through for the damage. The issue is having your creatures remain on the battlefield because they're playing a million removal spells, Esper Control, whatever, Sweepers, Azorius, Sunfall, all the problematic cards for poor little creature decks that we have to deal with in the format right now. Well, for that reason, we're running, you know, the blue. So we've got 3 copies of the new Ice out, which is often just a 2-mana counterspell because we can bargain away one of the food tokens that we've generated along the way, or one of the many artifacts that we have and enchantments to a certain extent. If you include the roll token, if you include the actual Sweettooth itself, etc. You know, we've got a fair bit of stuff to bargain away. Then we've got 2 copies of Make Disappear, which is just another way, I guess, of if we don't want to sack, or if we can't sack Gingerbrute at the right time to put it in the graveyard, we can also casualty it away, sneaky one of Negate, and also 2 copies of March of Swirling Mist, as well as the Royal Treatment with the Hexproof. We've got quite a few ways of making sure that our important threats stay on the battlefield through a sweeper, through a removal spell, and then continue to apply pressure for the win. That's really it. Just a few things to point out. The Archivist here can draw us some cards. Oh, sorry. The reasoning why I went for the Royal Treatment over the Audacity with the Trample, other than the fact that we had other ways of getting through for the damage with the Wildwood Mentor, as I mentioned just recently. But it's also because it makes a Royal token when it enter, you know, when it is targeted on a creature. So then it'll also grow your Wildwood Mentor. That was my reasoning behind that, and also the fact that the Royal Token is an enchantment will trigger the Elvish Archivist for a little bit of card draw, because that is our main issue. But it isn't the only way we have of drawing cards. The rest of the Goose Mother that we didn't continue to read is that whenever she attacks, you may sacrifice a food if you do draw a card. And the nice thing is, of course, when we sack food, so Ginger grows bigger. You know, there's lots of cool little synergies going on. I've been thoroughly enjoying playing it. It's something completely different from anything I've played since the new set came out. So it feels fresh and interesting, and definitely quite, you know, all of a sudden explosive. One of the other, and this is the final point I'll make, I promise, then we're jumping into some games, is the 3rd chapter of Welcome to Sweettooth can be phenomenal, especially on a Goose Mother in the late game. You know, the 3rd chapter puts X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is 1. So that's a baseline. It's anyway going to be 1 plus the number of foods you control. Gingerbrute is a food. Sir Ginger is a food. Welcome to Sweettooth makes a food. Tough Cookie is a food and makes a food. You know, the Goose Mother makes food. So there's often going to be lots of food lying about when that 3rd chapter rolls around. So it means a big buff on the 3rd chapter. And all this is incidental food lying around is definitely also very good to have against mono red and other aggro decks, just to gain a little bit of life until we can fire off our own, you know, end game plan. And that's the deck. Nothing much else I need to add other than let's jump into some games. Very low curve. I've trimmed 2 lands down to 22. So far, oh so very good. In testing, it's been fantastic, like really, really fun. I hope no streamers curse. We get a couple of nice victories to really get to showcase all of the new cards in action. And then we'll probably have to continue to improve this, because I've been missing having like a good, not just plain ramp Simic deck in the format. Now, that's a great hand. Let's lead with blue. It's always the most annoying thing for people to see. Okay. He's not black. Yes. Okay, so in this case, I think it's time to just, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's go with the Cauldron and hold up the Royal Treatment if there's some kind of targeted removal. It might still be black or some other color coming here, but if it's just straight up green, then I'm not feeling too scared. Okay. Okay. I hate that when I'm recording because, I mean, yeah, it's a win. And again, said this many times, a win's a win, I'll take it. I'll always take a free win, but it feels a bit meh. I don't get to prove to you guys that the deck's good. The game's over too quickly. Hopefully something a little more exciting for the next match. So what, they've made these all like grayscale for Halloween, I guess. The loading screen backgrounds and whatnot. Sure. Could be better. Could also be a hell of a lot worse. Sweettooth into another Sweettooth. Keep drawing lands. Build up towards a decent Goose Mother. Okay. Dimir is scary. This land always confuses me. I think it's like a Simic one because of the like little kind of greenish tinge. Here comes sort of the inevitable make disappear. So probably would rather fire this off than the tough cookie. He's definitely gone. It's tough to enjoy standard these days. Okay. At least the go for the throat won't do it. If you've got a third cut down, I'm going to be slightly annoyed. Oh, that's frustrating. Aff. Yes, yes. Oh my god, that's so gnarly. It's so tough to play standard these days. Look, with a creature deck. Like, look at that. How was I supposed to do anything about that? I just wish I knew. Probably should have held up a counter there. That was a misplay, I think. Okay, that's fine. Dimir reanimation going on. Guess Agatha's Cauldron is great to have in the deck then. Jeez. I mean, come on, man. Wow. This costs way too much. Okay, so now it's time to hold up counters. Love to have a creature, please. Deck anytime now. Just a creature. Any creature. Yeah! Whew. So one more mana we can turn this thing on, right? It's 3 for 5. Ooh, it's a pricey one. Freaking 3/3 just getting in here all the time, and I have no way to deal with it. So terribly frustrating. Can't believe he was trying to cast. Aha. Oh, there we go. Can make a 4/4 and double block in a pinch. Cost me 3 mana to do so, and we've got plenty of food lying around. So let's see what he does. Okay. Can this save him? No, it'll just be a 3/3, so this dies no matter what. Alright. He's got another Lich Knight's Conquest. Not happy. Because he'll just bring back the full power Flesh Gorger. Fine. Wow, it would really be nice to just for once have like a damn creature. Don't even tell me you have something more. Oh my lord. Okay. I mean, there's that, at least. But I mean, wow, dude. 3 go for the throats, 1 shoulder's edicts, 2 cut downs. Have you ran out of removal now? Would be great. Like, dude. Oh, there's nothing left in your graveyard to take. Or in mine. So, enjoy. Yes. Little scry action. Do not need more mana. Holding up counter magic. And the Cauldron. That's nice. That's nice. So if we pay 3, I want to be able to hold up 2. Two blue at the least. Okay, cool. So that I can use March aggressively in a pinch. Hope you guys can't hear this water truck outside. Ugh. Alright. Looking good. Okay. No creatures still. And you milled yourself another Lich Knight's Conquest. Sorry, my dear fellow. But I do believe that I've got you. Try and hardcast something crazy. I'm gonna just ice it out. Thank you. I'll take that. Ah, I could actually transform that. Okay, so just in case. If I want to phase out at least one of these two, I need 3 mana. 1, 2. So this can just come in with... Yeah, fine. I mean, whatever. We'll lose one or the other. I think we're doing the thing, people. Okay. Hexproof haste. So nice when there's a... okay. Good games. I don't understand the Tezzeret. Not enough reanimation targets. Weird stuff going on here. Just making sure there's no creatures for him to snag. And I think now we just completely own his ass. 1. 2. And a swing-a-ding-ding. And we get to draw a card. Goose Mother, Goose Mother, hoo, hoo, hoo. Epic. Oh, that felt so good. Oh, Agatha Soul Cauldron, just the layers to this card, like it just, there's so much it can do. We just completely shut down this guy's like reanimation strategy. We were able to sit through all of that removal on our early game stuff and still managed to squeak one out. I'm so happy. All right, all right. On to the next one. 25 minutes in. Pretty aim for about a 35-minute video, so probably got about another 2 to 3 matches left in us. I'm kind of interested to see how we do against mono red. Like, hopefully not on the draw, if you know what I'm saying. But, yeah. Switch 1, 2, 4, 2. What you got for me? Nah, sorry, that's terrible. Aha! Finally a mentor. Okay, so I think we need, like, we're more in the need of a second blue for our counter spell. Interesting. Interesting. Extremely interesting. Uh-oh. Golgari time. Alright. Please, not another one. Not now. I just want to show off this card. Please, pretty, please, just play a creature. Ah! It's insane, man. This format, like, there's just too much. Way too much removal. Like, anyway, this is a problem with rotation. It feels like Explorer. It's just like there's an answer to everything, and everyone always has it. These two are just give me nightmares. I promise you, non-stop. Wow, and we're flooding. Great. Do you just love flooding? Wow, no idea what's going on here. Just total randomness. Sacrifice of food, +2/+2 until end of turn. Noice. Okay, it's one of those where the algorithm just decided that it was the time to give us... Oh! Why, hello, Agatha! How good of you to stop by. We have 0 lands. I mean, you know, cards in hand. Also, I noticed this new, like, what's this thing? Ooh. Ooh. Looks like a little ganja leaf there. This is a really good card, in my opinion. It reminds me a little bit of that, like, Sunset Revelry. So he sacks... And like, okay. I mean, I'll just block with Gingerbrute, which is what I want to happen. I want the Gingerbrute to die, otherwise I'll just sack it. Badoosh. Okay, I had a feeling. This is another interesting one. Like, honestly, pretty impressive card, that. I'm not gonna lie. Because you can use your food as mana. And then at some point you give everything... Isn't it also trample? Oh, no, it's just +X/+X. It was +X/+X and trample? Woo! Shenanigans. So now we can block and sack. The old block and sack routine. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Just give myself a nice cushion of life here. And hopefully draw a freaking Goose Mother. No. Of course not. Can he wipe us out? So 5, he'll gain 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4 on everything. But we've still got another 3 life that we can gain here. And then we just win next turn, so... Ooh. Yeah, this is good. Because he can't do the thing now. Doesn't have enough mana to do the thing. We can make this into a... Okay, well, he can gain some life. Oh, no. Oh, yes. 11. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, that's really nice. That's really nice. So let's just keep going. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures. He can sack in response to gain life. Makes sense, right? Eight. And that's gonna be the game. Ow! Freaking in your face. Get stuffed, my friend. That was a cool deck, though. Like, a couple of, like, interesting new brews we just, like, went up against. You know, I guess the algorithm is responding to me playing some kind of off-meta stuff. I'm getting, people playing, like, hollow scavengers and stuff. And yeah, we got to see some really cool cards from the opponent. This one in particular, like, again, giving me kind of Sunset Revelry vibes. It's just got these, like, 3 options. I guess you can never get all 3, like Sunset Revelry, but still, like, a blocker and a food, or a blocker and a find, you know, your next land, or a land and a food. I think pretty good. Maybe just a little bit overcosted, but definitely not a terrible card. This, on the other hand, if I was already in Golgari, maybe I'd just run the Gumdrop Poisoner instead. But I'm very happy with how that victory just turned out. Like, wow. Stoked. Absolutely stoked. And March of Swirling Mist. Might even consider cutting one of the, you know, the Save My Guys spell with the roll token and put in instead another March. But we've arrived at the 35-minute mark, so I'm afraid we're just going to have to call it a night. I don't want to go too late with this one. Not because it's a bad deck or anything, it's because, again, my personal life, I have stuff to do for work, but we got to do the thing. The one thing we didn't get to do was the Wildwood Mentor. But trust me, it's worth the slot. If you know, if this wasn't in the deck, what else would you play? I'm not entirely sure, but personally, I think it's really worth a spot. I got a couple of really explosive turns out of this in testing, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But take it for a spin, especially if you've already got the card. You know, maybe don't go, if you're already low on wild cards, don't go out and craft one of these like right now or anything like that. But if you've already got one, give it a try. I think you might just be pleasantly surprised. In conjunction with like some sort of evasive threat, my mind's already spiraling out of control. You know, you could play this and then Awaken the Woods in like a mono green deck maybe, and make a bunch of little, you know, 1/1 forests, grow this thing huge. Ideas are pullulating from my brain. So you know, stay tuned to the channel. We're going to be having a look at what else we can do with the mentor in the future days and weeks. But as far as Simic is concerned, something like this might be, you know, the way to go about things. And it's definitely not a ramp deck. It's definitely more of like a food artifact sack type deck in Simic colors, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I hope you enjoy it. Take it for a spin. Let me know in the comments how it went for you, how you built things differently. All of those things really, as always, interest me a lot, and I much appreciate it, and it helps with the algorithm. But that is going to be it for this particular video. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be seeing you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.